Hey there and welcome to Health Tips 50, the channel where we break down science-backed health advice for your golden years in plain, practical language. Now let's be real, some people say, well, getting older just means more health problems. But is that really true? Others think, I feel fine, I eat okay, I walk a little, my heart's probably doing just fine. But here's the kicker, some habits that seem harmless might actually be stressing your heart out every single day. In today's video, we'll reveal 5 sneaky habits that can slowly weaken your heart, even if you're taking your meds and doing your best. But before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone you care about. It helps us keep creating helpful, heart-smart content just for you. How much salt are you really eating each day? The hidden danger for seniors if you're over 60 and thinking, I don't eat much salt, I barely even add it to my food, you're not alone. Most people say the same thing. But here's the surprising truth, over 70% of the salt we consume doesn't come from the salt shaker, it's hidden in the everyday foods we eat. Canned soups, sliced bread, cheese, condiments, frozen meals. Even so-called healthy snacks like veggie chips or granola bars can sneak in more sodium than you'd think. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to sodium. Salt makes us retain water, which increases the volume of blood in our arteries. That extra volume raises blood pressure, putting extra strain on the heart and blood vessels. Over time, this increases the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and heart failure, even if you think you're eating healthy. This is why high blood pressure is often called the silent killer. You may not feel it, but it quietly wears down your heart, brain, and kidneys. The American Heart Association recommends that older adults consume no more than 500 milligrams of sodium a day. That's less than 2/3 of a teaspoon of table salt total, but that number can sneak up on you fast. One bowl of canned soup, over 800 milligrams. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. About 1,000. One serving of cold cuts or processed meat, easily 500-700. Let me tell you about Mr. Ronald, a 68-year-old patient who came to me frustrated. He was taking his medication regularly, walking 30 minutes every morning and doing everything right, yet his blood pressure refused to budge. When we looked at his meals, we saw the problem: daily servings of instant noodles, salted fish, pickled vegetables, and broth cubes, all comforting, familiar foods, but loaded with sodium. Once he started reducing the salty items, swapping in fresh herbs and homemade broths, his blood pressure finally began to fall, and so did his risk of future heart problems. I'll be honest, I've walked that path myself. I used to drown my meals in soy sauce, hot sauce, and seasoning packets. It tasted good, sure. But when my doctor warned me about my creeping numbers, I knew I had to do something. I started reading labels. I swapped prepackaged foods for fresh ones. I traded salt for garlic, lemon juice, and fresh herbs. Within a few weeks, not only did my blood pressure start to stabilize, I had more energy and less brain fog. My heart didn't feel like it was working overtime anymore. Now let me ask you, when was the last time you checked the sodium content on that healthy frozen meal? Do you think organic or low-fat automatically means heart-friendly? Because it doesn't. Are you seasoning your food out of habit or out of true need? Here are a few simple steps I recommend for my older clients and practice myself. Choose fresh over packaged when you can. Use lemon juice, herbs, or garlic to season instead of salt. Look for food labels that say low sodium or no salt added. If eating out, ask for sauces on the side and taste your food before adding anything. Remember, your heart works nonstop every minute of every day, whether you're awake or asleep. Reducing sodium is one of the simplest, most powerful ways to support it as you age, because your goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live better with energy, clarity, and freedom from heart disease. In our next segment, we'll go deeper into how excess salt can harm your arteries and heart muscle, even if your blood pressure looks normal. You don't want to miss this. The hidden salt trap, how silent swelling can signal trouble for your heart. Did you know that eating salty foods can quietly wear down your heart without you even realizing it? That's right. For many older adults, the real danger of excess salt isn't just high blood pressure. It's something sneakier, silent swelling, or what doctors call edema. Here's what happens. When we eat too much salt, our bodies hold on to water. That extra fluid increases the volume of blood in our arteries, which forces the heart to work harder. Over time, this constant pressure strains the heart muscle, and that's where trouble starts. You may not notice it at first. Maybe your shoes feel tighter by the end of the day. Maybe your socks leave deeper marks than they used to. Or perhaps you feel short of breath when lying down or get winded just walking across the room. Those small signs. They're not just aging, they could be your heart's quiet cry for help. I know this personally. I'm in my 70s now, and I used to rely on quick meals, instant noodles, canned soups, salty snacks. They were easy, comforting, but slowly I began to feel different. Bloated in the mornings, puffy ankles, more fatigue doing basic things around the house. I shrugged it off until one day I brought it up with my doctor. The result, a wake-up call. A study published in Hypertension Journal 2021 found that older adults who consume more than 3,000 milligrams of sodium per day have a 28% higher risk of heart failure. That's just over 1 teaspoon of salt, and it's shockingly easy to exceed that amount with processed foods. Think about it, a serving of soy sauce, nearly 1,000 milligrams. A handful of salted crackers, 400-600. A bowl of canned soup, easily over 800. It adds up fast. What's worse, many seniors think swelling, fatigue, or breathlessness are just normal aging. But they're often early warning signs of a heart under stress. So let me ask you, have you felt more tired than usual doing everyday tasks? Do your rings or shoes fit more snugly than they used to? Are you checking how much sodium is in the foods you eat, even the healthy ones? As a nutritionist working with older adults, I tell my patients this all the time. Your heart never gets a break. It pumps 100,000 times a day without rest. So when you make it push through excess fluid and pressure day after day, you're slowly exhausting it. And here's the scary part. By the time symptoms like swelling show up, the damage may already be in progress. That's why prevention matters. The good news is lowering your sodium doesn't mean bland food. It just means being smarter. Choose fresh ingredients over processed ones seasoned with herbs, lemon, or vinegar instead of salt. Read food labels. And be especially cautious with soups, sauces, and healthy snacks. Cook more at home, where you control what goes in. You don't have to give up taste. Just trade it for something better, longer, stronger heart health. Your heart has served you for decades. It deserves a little care in return. Up next, we'll uncover another silent threat that sneaks up on your heart at night, and how your sleep habits might be doing more damage than you think. Is salt silently sabotaging your heart meds? Most people don't realize this, but eating too much salt can actually make your heart medications less effective, even if you're taking them exactly as prescribed. Let me tell you about one of my patients. He was 72, incredibly disciplined, took his blood pressure meds right on time, never missed a diuretic, walked every morning, but still his blood pressure stayed high. His ankles were swollen. He felt exhausted just doing chores around the house. When I asked about his diet, he looked puzzled. "I don't eat salty food," he said, "just a little fish sauce with my meals." Here's the catch, just 1 tablespoon of fish sauce has over 200 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly the entire recommended daily limit in a single splash. And when sodium intake gets that high, it does more than just raise blood pressure. It causes water retention, increases the amount of blood in your vessels, and puts more pressure on your heart. That means medications like beta blockers or ACE inhibitors have to work much harder to control your symptoms. Dr. Cheryl Anderson, chair of nutrition at UC San Diego, once said, "Cutting back on sodium is a simple yet powerful way to help heart medications work better, especially in older adults," and research backs her up. A 2020 study in the Journal of Clinical Hypertension found that when patients reduced their sodium intake to under 500 mg per day, blood pressure dropped more consistently. Some patients were even able to lower their medication doses altogether. So let me ask you, are you taking heart meds every day but still struggling with swelling or fatigue? Have you really checked how much sodium is in your food, especially sauces, instant soups, or those healthy packaged snacks? Would you be willing to season your meals differently if it meant your meds worked better and your heart felt lighter? I'll be honest. I used to think food without salt tasted bland too, but I've learned to love the flavor of garlic, ginger, citrus, pepper, rosemary, thyme, ingredients that bring boldness without putting extra stress on my heart. And here's the best part: when you reduce sodium, you may start to feel your medications actually doing their job. Swelling goes down, energy comes back, blood pressure stabilizes, and that feeling of lightness, of relief, is priceless. Remember, heart meds are powerful tools, but they work best when we help them, not fight them with our forks. Coming up next, we'll dive into how poor sleep can quietly raise your blood pressure and wear down your heart, even if your diet is perfect and your meds are on point. And that wraps up today's video from Health Tips 50. So how many of these heart-hurting habits are hiding in your daily routine? Don't worry, awareness is the first step, and small changes today can lead to a stronger heart tomorrow. If this video got you thinking or helped in any way, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with a friend or family member who needs to hear this. We're building a community of smart, heart-strong adults over 50, and you're a big part of that. Got questions, tips of your own? Drop a comment. We read everyone. Thanks for watching, take care of your heart, and we'll see you in the next one.